What would you do if the man you trusted the most secretly told his family to take your children and throw you out after he died?
Amara thought she knew her husband until one WhatsApp notification changed everything.
But the biggest secret wasn't what she found on his phone.
David and Amara had been married for 8 years. They had 2 beautiful children. To everyone around them, they looked like the perfect family. Every morning, Amara woke up before everyone. She prepared breakfast, got the children ready for school, packed David's lunch, and still smiled as he left for work. David always kissed her forehead before leaving. "You are the best wife any man can ask for," he always said. Amara believed him. She loved him with all her heart. But there was one thing she never understood. David never let his phone out of his sight. He took it to the bathroom. He slept with it under his pillow. Even when it rang while he was driving, he would stop the car before giving it to her. "If anybody calls, don't answer. I'll do it myself." At first, Amara thought nothing of it. Maybe he had private office work. Maybe he was just careful. But as the years passed, she began to wonder, what is this man hiding? Still, she never searched his phone. She trusted him. One Friday evening,
David came home looking exhausted. His face was pale. He forced a smile. "Tough day?" Amara asked. He nodded. "I'll be fine." After dinner, David sat on the sofa, replying to messages from customers. Suddenly, another message came in. "Amara, please help me reply this client." He handed her the phone. "The client's chat is already open. Just reply, 'Thank you, I'll deliver tomorrow morning.' After that, please leave the phone." "Okay," she smiled. David leaned back. Within minutes, sleep carried him away. His body was tired. His breathing became heavy. Amara replied to the customer exactly as he instructed. She was about to lock the phone when another notification appeared. Family group. Her eyes moved to it without thinking. The message preview read, "Please don't forget everything I told you, people." Her heart skipped. She knew she should drop the phone, but something about that message pulled her in. She opened the family group. The first thing she saw was David's long message. She started reading.
Her hands slowly became cold. "If anything happens to me, Junior should take over my electronics shop." She frowned. What does he mean by "if anything happens"? She kept reading. "My younger brother should manage the land documents." Another message. "The house in town should never remain with Amara." Amara stopped breathing. Her eyes widened. "No," she continued. "Tell her to return to the village. She shouldn't stay there after I'm gone." Tears gathered in her eyes. Her hands started shaking. She kept reading. "Please don't allow Amara to take custody of the children. My family should raise them." A tear dropped onto the phone screen. She quickly wiped it. More messages appeared. David's mother replied, "My son, don't speak like this. Nothing will happen to you." David answered, "I'm only preparing for the future." Another family member wrote, "Don't worry, we won't disappoint you." Amara covered her mouth. She couldn't believe what she was reading. This was the same family she cooked for, the same family she welcomed every Christmas, the same people she respected like her own parents. Yet, not one person asked, "What about your wife?" Not one person defended her. They all agreed, quietly, calmly, like she never mattered.
Amara looked at David. He was still sleeping peacefully. She wanted to wake him up. She wanted to scream. She wanted to ask, "What have I ever done to you?" Instead, she quietly took screenshots. Every message, every reply, every word. Then she sent them to her own WhatsApp. She deleted the evidence from his recent chats, locked the phone, placed it beside him exactly where he left it. Then she walked into the bedroom, closed the door, and cried until morning. The next day, she behaved as if nothing had happened. She served him breakfast, helped him dress, smiled, even laughed at one of his jokes. David never suspected a thing.
But inside, her heart had already broken. That afternoon, she visited her closest friend, Chioma. As soon as Chioma opened the door, Amara burst into tears. What happened? Without saying a word, Amara handed her the screenshots. Chioma read every message. Her face changed. She looked at Amara, then back at the phone. Then she said quietly, "Don't tell your husband you know." Amara looked confused. But why? Because if a man can secretly plan your future without you, then you need to be wiser than him. Amara remained silent. Chioma continued, "Keep those screenshots. Save them everywhere. Don't argue with him. Don't fight. Act normal. But from today," she held Amara's hand tightly, "start protecting yourself." Amara stared at her. "What do you mean?" Chioma leaned closer. "Anything you can legally save for yourself, do it. Any document you have access to, keep copies. Don't wait until it's too late." Amara's eyes filled with tears again. "I don't even know the man I married anymore." Chioma hugged her. Neither of them noticed. Outside the window, a black car slowly stopped. Someone inside was watching the house. And inside that same car, David's younger brother lowered his phone after ending a call. Then he smiled and whispered, "She knows."
Amara could not sleep that night. She kept thinking about the words David wrote. "Don't let Amara stay in the house. Don't allow her to raise my children." Every word felt like a knife in her heart. The next morning, she woke up before everyone as usual. She prepared breakfast. She ironed David's clothes. She packed the children's school bags. She smiled. But this time, every smile was hiding pain. David came downstairs. "You didn't sleep well?" he asked. "I'm fine," Amara replied. He looked at her for a few seconds, then nodded. "I'll be home early today." She forced another smile. "Okay." As soon as David left, Amara called Chioma. "I don't know how long I can pretend." Chioma spoke gently. "You have to be strong. Don't let him know you saw those messages. What if he really wants to throw me out? Then prepare yourself before he makes his move." Amara ended the call. She looked around the house. Every chair, every picture, every wall. She had built that home with David. Now she was wondering if one day she would be asked to leave it all behind.
That afternoon, David's mother called. "My daughter, how are you?" "I'm fine, Mama." "You sound tired." "I just didn't sleep well." David's mother became quiet. "My daughter?" "Yes, Mama?" "Please continue taking good care of David." Amara frowned. "I always do." "I know." There was another long silence. Then the old woman quietly ended the call. Amara looked at the phone. Something about that conversation didn't feel right. Later that evening, David came home much earlier than usual. He looked weaker. His face had lost weight. As he entered the sitting room, he suddenly lost balance. Amara rushed towards him. "David?" She held him before he hit the floor. "I'm okay," he said, trying to smile. "No, you're not. I'm just tired. You've been saying that every day. It's work." Amara wanted to ask him the question that had been burning inside her. "What are you hiding from me?" But she swallowed the words. Instead, she helped him to the bedroom.
That night, after everyone had gone to bed, David quietly stood up. He looked at Amara. She appeared to be asleep. He gently picked up his phone and walked outside. Amara slowly opened her eyes. She waited a few seconds. Then she quietly followed him. She hid behind the kitchen door. David was speaking in a low voice. "I don't have much time." Amara froze. "If the treatment doesn't work..." He stopped talking. His voice broke. "I just want my children to be safe." Amara covered her mouth. "Treatment? What treatment?" Before she could hear more, another voice came from the phone. It was his younger brother. "Don't worry, everything is under control." David sighed. Promise me you'll do exactly as I said. I promise. David ended the call.
Before Amara could move away, David suddenly turned. She quickly ran back to the bedroom before he entered. Her heart was beating so fast, she thought he would hear it. The next day, after David left for work, Amara made a decision. She followed him. She stayed inside a taxi as it followed David's car. Instead of driving to his office, David stopped at a hospital. Amara watched him enter alone. Her heart began to race. This can't be. She waited outside. Almost 2 hours later, David finally came out. He was holding a brown envelope. As he walked towards his car, a strong wind blew across the parking lot.
The envelope slipped from his hand. Several papers scattered across the ground. David quickly tried to gather them, but one paper flew towards Amara's feet. She picked it up without thinking. The moment she looked at it, her world stood still. Across the top of the paper were the words medical report. Below it, a sentence that made her legs go weak. Diagnosis, late-stage cancer. Amara's eyes filled with tears. The paper fell from her hand. She looked at David. He had not seen her. He was busy picking up the remaining documents. Amara stepped backwards. Her body was shaking. Suddenly, everything began to make sense. His constant tiredness, his pale face, his secret hospital visits, his strange messages. But one question still remained. If David knew he was dying, why was he planning to leave her with nothing? As Amara stood there crying silently, she heard another voice behind her. If you really want the answer. She turned around. Standing behind her was David's doctor. The doctor looked at her with pity. Then he said quietly, "Your husband begged me never to tell you."
Amara stood outside the hospital. Her hands would not stop shaking. She looked at the medical report again. Late-stage cancer. The tears she had been holding back finally rolled down her face. "So, this is what you've been hiding from me," she whispered. Just then, a calm voice spoke behind her. "Mrs. Amara?" She turned around. A man in a white coat stood before her. "I am David's doctor." Amara quickly wiped her tears. "Please, tell me the truth." The doctor looked at her for a moment. Then he sighed. "Your husband asks me never to discuss his condition with you." Amara's voice broke. "I am his wife." "I know. Then why would he hide something like this from me?" The doctor lowered his head. "He said he didn't want you to watch him die slowly." Amara burst into tears. "I would never leave him." "I know," the doctor replied softly. "He told me many times that you are the best thing that ever happened to him." Amara froze. "What?" The doctor nodded. "He talks about you all the time. He said you have sacrificed so much for him. He knows how much you love him." Amara became confused. If that's true, then why did he send those messages to his family? The doctor looked uncomfortable. He opened his mouth to speak. Then suddenly, "Doctor!" Both of them turned. David was standing a few meters away. His face became pale the moment he saw Amara holding the medical report. He slowly walked towards them, his eyes filled with tears. "So, you know." Amara looked straight into his eyes. "I know you are dying." David closed his eyes. "I'm sorry." She took one step closer. "No, I'm not asking about the sickness. I'm asking about those messages." David remained silent. "You told your family to throw me out. You told them to take my children away from me.
You told them not to let me enjoy anything we built together. Her voice became louder. What did I ever do to deserve that? People in the hospital parking lot began to look at them. David could not speak. Tears rolled down his cheeks. I was trying. He stopped. His voice refused to come out. You were trying to do what? Amara shouted. Punish me? Embarrass me? Leave me with nothing? I have stood beside you for 8 years. I prayed with you. I suffered with you. I respected your family. I never cheated on you. I never stole from you. I never brought you shame. So tell me, what exactly was my crime? David looked at her with pain in his eyes. Finally, he whispered, my family. Before he could finish his sentence, his younger brother suddenly rushed in. David! He grabbed David's arm. Don't say anything. Amara looked at him. What do you mean, don't say anything? The younger brother forced a smile. This is not the right place. Amara pointed at him. Were you part of this? He looked away. David gathered the little strength he had left. He slowly removed his brother's hand. Then he looked at Amara. There are things you still don't know. Amara stepped closer. Then tell me. David tried to speak, but suddenly he held his chest. His body began to shake. The medical file slipped from his hand. David! He fell heavily to the ground. Doctors and nurses came running. People gathered around. Amara knelt beside him, crying. She held his hand tightly. Please don't leave like this. Please answer me. Tell me why. David slowly opened his eyes. He looked at Amara. His lips moved. Very softly, he whispered, I'm sorry. Before he could say another word, his eyes slowly closed. The doctors quickly pushed everyone aside. Move back. Give him space. They rushed him into the emergency room. The doors closed. Amara stood outside, still crying, still confused, still waiting for the answers only David could give. Inside the waiting area, David's younger brother quietly pulled out his phone to answer a call and said, She knows everything now. There was silence for a few seconds. Then he listened carefully. His face suddenly changed. He quickly ended the call. Amara looked at him. What is it? He forced a smile. Nothing. But his shaking hands told a different story. What was the secret David was about to reveal? Who was on the other end of that phone call? And what truth must Amara never discover? Those questions remain unanswered. This story teaches us that love cannot survive where there are too many secrets. Keeping silent about something important may seem like protection, but sometimes that silence causes more pain than the truth ever could. It also teaches us that marriage should be built on trust, honesty, and communication. When family members begin to make decisions that belong to a husband and wife, the results can leave deep wounds that are difficult to heal. Now, we want to hear from you. If you were Amara, would you forgive David after finding those messages? Or would you walk away, no matter the reason behind his actions? And one more question. Do you think David was truly against his wife? Or do you believe there is still a bigger secret waiting to be revealed? Share your thoughts in the comments. We would love to hear what you think. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your family and friends. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next story.